Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back. Hey, welcome back to another movie review. Well, since got a little bit before you do the next couple of anime series, I just wanted to squeeze in a movie review, so to keep things interesting, right? And what better way to review a movie for a film that came out this year that I thoroughly enjoyed? And by the title itself, guess what? I enjoyed it. Yes, The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson. I enjoyed The Batman. As if I would say, I gotta say it's one of my favorite films this year. But to wait and see on the rest though, because I'm interested in seeing Sonic 2. But The Batman is already one of my favorite films this year. Top 3 so far. And I gotta say, DC has been on a roll recently. Other than Harley Quinn's solo movie, Birds of Prey, other than that movie though, which I was not a fan of though. But I've enjoyed most of the DC films that came out of recently. 2019, I enjoyed Shazam. I liked Joker. I really highly enjoyed Joker. The Suicide Squad that came out last year, the sequel from director James Gunn. I enjoyed the Suicide Squad. Yeah, so it was my brother says, oh, I'm a DC hater. Well, I just named a few DC films I've enjoyed, including this one. I enjoyed The Batman. You know, and it's funny that I've been enjoying more DC movies than every Marvel film I've seen. I know the same thing is the point. I just go watch more DC movies because I've just gotten so burnt out of Marvel now. Because I've hated every Marvel movie that came out last year. The Batman, I guess it's better than any Marvel film that came out last year. The Batman is better than Black Widow. The Batman is better than Shang-Chi. Better than Venom 2. Better than Eternals. And yes, hate me if you want, it's better than Spider-Man No Way Home. And also recently, it's better than Morbius. Better than Morbius. But yeah, I'm sure probably because, it's better than Spider-Man No Way Home. You're an idiot. Spider-Man No Way Home was great. Well, a lot of people think it's great. That's more power to you, But I think it was. But the Batman is. I got more enjoyment than in the Batman than Spider-Man No Way Home. Not taking it back. Because a lot of things I've enjoyed from this movie. First of all, director Matt Reeves, who directed Cloverfield, he did a great job with this movie. He directed, not only directed Cloverfield, but he also directed the sequels to the new Planet of the Apes movies like War. And what was a War, and then what was the sequel of the Planet of the Apes? But wasn't a fan of those sequels, but I enjoyed Cloverfield. Matt Reeves did a really great job with this film. Robert Pattinson, he knocked out of the park as Batman. He did, and I gotta say, I always said before, Michael Keaton will always be my favorite Batman film. I grew up watching Tim Burton's Batman. I love Michael Keaton's Batman. He'll always be the best Batman for me. No doubt, though. But Robert Pattinson, I gotta say, he's my second favorite Batman film. I gotta say that right now. I enjoyed him better than Val Kilmer's Batman. Hell of a lot better. 10 times better than George Clooney. And then, I gotta say, even 100 times better than Christian Bale's Batman. And I gotta say this, the Batman is better than any of Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. I'm saying. Let's say Heath Ledger as the Joker, he was the best part of that entire trilogy. Best part though, but as for the film itself, it's better than that whole entire trilogy. Yes, this is how much praise I'm giving to the Batman. Robert Pattinson, like I said, he did an absolute fantastic job. I was concerned at first because, all the hate we got from... Yes, it's better than he did any of those freaking Twilight movies. Easily. I hate the Twilight movies. I'm sure a lot of people hate the Twilight movies, but I'm sure a lot of people say this is probably his best performance since the Twilight movies. I'm just saying. But he did a fantastic job as Batman. Let's see here. Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. Great job as Commissioner Gordon. He really did a great job with him. Oh, people say, because he's black. So what, okay? So what? Okay? I didn't really care. As long as they do a good job, I don't care about that. Jeffrey Wright did a great job as Commissioner Gordon. I like the banter between the back and forth when they're trying to solve the crime, or the doing the detective work stuff, right? Andy Serkis as Alfred, he also did a good job as well as Alfred. I would say better. I would probably say better than Michael Caine's from Christopher Nolan's. Better than Michael Caine's. But Andy Serkis, of course, jumping from Marvel as playing Julius Claw to here playing Alfred, the DC. But yeah, he did a good job as Ulysses. Okay, saying Ulysses Claw as Alfred. What else? Colin Farrell, unrecognizable. He was. I saw when I first saw the teaser that came out a while back. I said before, Colin Farrell, he looks unrecognizable as the Penguin, unrecognizable, and this is also one of his best performances I've seen from him. Easily, like the best performance from Robert Pattinson is like one of the best performances from Colin Farrell. He was totally unrecognizable with all the great job with the makeup and prosthetics for him being as the Penguin. He was totally unrecognizable, and he did a great job as the Penguin. Great job. And excellent makeup effects as well. Like I said, you wouldn't even recognize that was Colin Farrell as the Penguin. You wouldn't. I didn't. John Turturro as Falcone, good, also a good villain as well. And I was like, was it Paul Dano, who plays the Riddler? He also did a really great job as the Riddler. Of course, because taking the inspiration from the Zodiac Killer, which I thought was refreshing. That's the thing. This film was refreshing in a lot of ways. It was. It was refreshing in a lot of ways. More praise I would give to it. The look of the movie, the atmosphere. It was dark, gritty. A lot of times it was raining, and just. It was just a dark. It was a very dark movie. Not only it was a dark movie, but it was a little bits of horror, elements of a horror movie that was into it. Especially with the Riddler being one of the Zodiac Killer, a couple of times acting like Jigsaw in a way. I'm just saying, acting like bits like Jigsaw, what he's done to the people, He did a good job as the Riddler. Paul Dano. Which actually, that guy I recognize now because he was in Cowboys and Aliens. He was Harrison Ford's son in Cowboys and Aliens that got taken by the aliens. That's the guy who plays the Riddler in this. And it was added bits of a horror movie into it as well. But the look of the movie, showing how Gotham it's dark, gritty, and a lot of times it's trashy. A little bit like how Tim Burton's Batman was. That Gotham. And just a lot of times, it was really great atmospheric look to the movie, especially showing what Gotham looks like. With the line with the Riddler says, the cesspool you call a city. Or later on when Batman says, that Gotham is beyond saving, but I must try. And a lot of good lines of dialogue too as well. And what else? Who was the girl's name who plays Catwoman? I forget. I know I've seen her a couple of. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. She was in X-Men First Class. She was the dragon, the winged dragon lady. The dragon. She was fireballs and she has dragonfly wings. That's her. And she was also in The Crimes of Grindelwald. The second Fantastic Beasts film. She plays Catwoman in this. She was not bad in the movie, although, yes, she says one stupid line that's brought about rich white privileged people. Yes, I get it. They're throwing a political line in there, I know. But the thing is, though, if one line turns you off for the whole entire movie, come on. Yes, I get what they're trying to do, yes, but I'm not going to let one line of dialogue just makes me disinterest from the whole movie. I'm not gonna let that do that. Okay, if you let one line of dialogue upset you, come on. I know I get what we're doing, but just don't. I wasn't gonna let that bother me. I was gonna let that slide. Okay, I'm here to watch a movie, not a political bullshit. Even though but I'm just gonna let that slide. Okay, but yes, even when she mentioned about that, yes. And there was also part of me that she couldn't even be in this movie, not be in this movie though. But there's a couple things that made it relevant for her to be in though. Yes, because she was like looking for her friend, and all that stuff though. But a lot of things, and more positive things, like I say, like Batman and Jeffrey Wright, Commissioner Gordon doing detective work. That's what Batman does. He does detective stuff. And also like showing how he's from going from vigilante to hero. But when he's vigilante, like a lot of especially the cops are like afraid of him. Like when they first go to the first crime scene, the cops just back away from him. Like they're totally afraid of him. Except like why would Commissioner Gordon bring this guy in? So yeah, and I like when he's in the fights. I thought were well done. It wasn't, especially with the Dark Knight trilogy. With shaky cam and all that stuff. Here is better choreographed. Like he's finding the punks in that subway alley. Who are you? I'm Vengeance. And also one other thing I gotta say, Robert Pattinson's voice a lot better than Christian Bale's voice, which I know a lot of people it's been meme whatever for so many years. Yes. Christian Bale, I gotta say, yes, Christian Bale's voice from The Dark Knight is silly, goofy. He's Cancer Man, not Batman. Yeah. Where are they? Yeah, I get it, I know. And it's still silly, it is. Robert Pattinson's voice was still a lot better than Christian Bale's voice. I say the fights were better filmed. Like when this is more toward the end, like how it shows like what was in total darkness and the bad guys are shooting their guns. It shows the flashbangs and then shows him moving in pitch black and then gunfire again. And it shows him moving. I like that. And or better ways fight at the end. But I guess what the Riddler's cult followers, you can say. The fights were good, and especially also the car chase when he's chasing against the Penguin. Well done car chase. And a lot with the Riddler's like when he kills people, like it was the way like the Zodiac Killer, but also a little bit mixed with Jigsaw, like with Peter Sarsgaard. Peter Sarsgaard from his other movies like from the Green Lantern, the Magnificent Seven. When he has like rigged to a bomb to him, with a cell phone attached to him, and Colin for the Batman, and make him answer the riddles, then boom, blows up. And also during the funeral when they hear nothing but screams. But yeah, going from hearing screams, and also the vehicle crashes into it. And that's when we get Peter Sarsgaard with the bomb attached to him. And also a lot of people complain about there's not much Bruce Wayne, more Batman. Yes, okay. And I like that it was more Batman more than Bruce Wayne. It was a nice change of pace for once, I mean, there wasn't say a little bit much of Michael Keaton from Bruce Wayne for Batman, but more Batman in Tim Burton's Batman, you could say. But here, I liked it was more Batman. Like 90% was Batman more than Bruce Wayne. And a lot of times was just ideas they give, but to put this movie was more refreshing. I'm like, yes, finally did something especially for a Batman movie. They did something different for a change, which that I definitely appreciated. That I enjoyed. And it's like Robert Pattinson, he did a really great job, a really great job. And Alfred helping him out, solve some things, and then all of a sudden when Alfred gets a package, he sees that it was a bomb, he throws it, but he ends up getting put in the hospital. And when Bruce Wayne sees him and goes and visits him in the hospital, I like that the wholesome moment where they're holding hands and exchanging the dialogues to each other. I enjoyed that. I like that. Like I said, Andy Serkis did a good job as Alfred. And then him working with Jeffrey Wright, like I said, doing detective work, solving these riddles, and a lot of also legal like to involvement with like Bruce Wayne's father, and how corrupt he is. Thinking he was a good guy, but he has a little bit something behind the scenes from the Riddler's point of view, and then also leads when the also leading with the arrest of Falcone, John Turturro, which also found like he's like the father of Selina Kyle, Catwoman. And then when leading him, and which ultimately when Falcone gets shot, rightfully so, because he's a scumbag. But even though John Turturro did a good job as Falcone as well, he did. because it was part of the riddle, you know, leaving the the rat into the light or something like that. And then ultimately, when the Riddler gets arrested, he let himself get arrested at this diner. You know, of course, in the trailer, you saw the question mark on the coffee. And, you know, saying like, Riddler thinking he's the good guy on all this, you know, and think, oh, I want to be like you. I would be like you, and, you know, and then when Batman tells him, you're a psychopath. And then the guy just snaps, you know, it's like, hey, wait, no, this is not supposed to it's not supposed to happen. This is the way it's supposed to go. And then finally, those more of the bombs are attached to these water things in the bridges in the city, which ultimately leads to the Gotham being flooded, and Batman also ultimately goes and saving people. He saves the mayor, people trapped in the stadium when it collapses, and you know, and when you see the trailer, he has that flare leading the people out of there, and. Yeah, I'm gonna go all over the place, but I didn't want to make this too long of a review, you know. So, but I don't want to make this too long of a review because I always would take like an hour to explain. Because yes, a nitpick I have is like I'm sure a lot of people have is the running time. It's close to 3 hours long, which I don't think it needed to be. I think could at least trim like 20 minutes out of this movie to make it shorter though, because I don't think this film didn't need to be almost 3 hours long. It did need to be. That's what. A nitpick I would say, which I already knew, so a lot of people would complain about, is the running time. But a lot more interesting ideas, like especially gruesome ideas. You know, where they get this drive, right, and it's a thumb drive, and they find with the severed thumb from this one guy. You know, the severed thumb to activate the thumb drive. That's a little bit of a gruesome thing, a brutal thing, like a little bit like Jigsaw. Especially, you know, like from the recent one, like Spiral, you know, open a package, there's a piece of a tongue with badge, you know. Here's, you know, for the thumb drive, you need a cut off piece of thumb. You know, so it added like a little bit of horror into this movie. You know, like especially Riddler being like the Zodiac killer, hence a little bit like Jigsaw as well. I liked that. A lot of the stuff I liked it was refreshing to see in a superhero movie, especially for a Batman movie. And yeah, mixing with the dark, grim atmosphere look of the movie, and also more good fights, especially when he's fighting the Penguin's men. You know, it's like, okay, everyone get that any blood on the suit, and then Batman goes, mine or yours. I like a lot of good dialogue in this movie, and it was just, you know, it was so refreshing to watch. Yeah, despite the long running time, people think it was boring. I didn't think it wasn't. I was intrigued by it, keeping going with them detecting, you know, doing more detective work with in the story. I wasn't bored. A lot of people think it was boring. My dad, he saw this. He was like on it though. I didn't think it was boring. I found a lot of things good and refreshing about it. You know, like I said, Robert Pattinson does a great job as Batman. Yeah, people complain that it's more Batman than Bruce Wayne. It's the Batman. It's not Bruce Wayne the movie. It's more like... Well, I would say I was going to say Christopher Nolan's, but... But it's more the Batman more than Bruce Wayne. And... Like Andy Serkis did a good job. Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. The woman who played, it was Zoe Kravitz, something like, who plays as Catwoman. Not bad. Okay. Michelle Pfeiffer will always be the best Catwoman. Hands down, Michelle Pfeiffer will always be the best Catwoman. Now, I was saying, when I make comparisons, do I like this Riddler better than the Joker? I mean, better than Jim Carrey's Riddler from Batman Forever. I gotta say so, yes. I do like this Riddler better than Jim Carrey's Joker. You know. Even though I grew up watching Batman Forever and watching Jim Carrey, because the time Jim Carrey, with all the films he's did, the comedy stuff he's did, that's what they wanted that Riddler to go for. For him to be that kind of Riddler. More goofy, campy Riddler, right? You know. I think I like this Riddler more than Jim Carrey's Riddler, yes. Because it's more of a darker, more Zodiacs, a little bit Jigsaw, you know, killer, basically. And I like this Riddler, you know. And my dad didn't care for this Riddler, though. That's his thought. But I like this. Paul Dano as the Riddler. I thought he did a good job, really good job as this Riddler. So yeah, I think I kind of like when I make comparisons. Yeah, like Michelle Pfeiffer will always be Catwoman. To me, Michael Keaton, he'll always be Batman for me. Even though guys like Robert Pattinson, he's the second best Batman now. But what was it? But I would say for Riddler, I would say this guy here, he was better than Jim Carrey's Riddler. And of course, during the credits, you know, wherever they were, like he was talking in his cell, he's talking to another guy in the cell, which that's pleased to be the Joker. Now with Best Joker, to me, it's an even toss-up between Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson because each of them portrayed their own versions of the Joker very excellently. Like I love Jack Nicholson's Joker, and I love Heath Ledger's Joker. Like I said, Heath Ledger, he was the best part of that whole trilogy. That's it. They portray their own versions of the Joker profoundly, excellently, you know. So to me, that's a hard toss up between the two. To me, they were both even on their own levels. But yeah, despite the being too long a running time, could at least trim 20 minutes out of the movie. But like I said, a lot of it, like the fights, the atmosphere, look of the movie, the acting, the character portrayals, like Colin Farrell, like I said, totally unrecognizable as a Penguin. He also did a great job. That's one of his best performances. I would say John Turturro was good too, as Falcone. Yeah, like I said, a lot of the ideas that I found refreshing, and stuff about the characters I thought were refreshing, especially with Batman himself. Being more Batman, like it's also more about him because more in the story because he wants. It felt like while watching Robert Pattinson's Batman, it looked like he felt he could not. He felt like he needs to be Batman 24/7 because just look at him, he's like it's like he could not live without that Batman suit. You know, he feels like he needs to wear it every day 24/7, being Batman 24/7, not Bruce Wayne. Because of the tragedy about what happened to his parents and about the way of crime is, you know, him being a vigilante, but then ultimately becoming a hero. But this whole development through this movie, that's one thing about this character of this Bruce Wayne that I liked, is that he feels like he needs to be the Batman. Like, feels like he might as well just wear the suit all day and night, whether in bed or in the bathtub, whatever. It feels like he needs to be Batman every single day of his life. Because he's so drawn in being this guy. Oh, and it looks. People say, "Oh, he looks like a gothic Bruce Wayne." Okay, so what? Brian Pattinson was great anyway, so I don't care if he looks gotham or emo. People say, but it's how the way the character is. And he feels like he needs to be Batman every single day. You know, he's just so attached to it. You know, it's like he cannot live without it. So that's one thing about the character I enjoyed. But like I said, how Gotham is, like I said, just how the look of it and just how grim it is, you know, and ultimately, like, Batman goes from vigilante to being a hero, saving people. And so yeah, I really enjoyed this film. Like I said, DC has been on a roll recently. I've enjoyed most of the recent DC films, other than Harley Quinn's movie Birds of Prey, which I was not a fan of though. But like I said, I enjoy Shazam. I highly enjoyed Joker, and I really enjoyed the Suicide Squad from last year, and this movie. I just enjoy more than Marvel. You know, I think it's just because I'm getting burnt out on Marvel now. I've hated every Marvel I've seen, especially from last year. And I did not like Morbius either. So yeah, I'm just getting burnt out. And basically, if I would say, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, you know what? Marvel has been. I've been hating Marvel every single one of them, all in a row. So what am I supposed to care about the new Doctor Strange movie? Oh, Sam Raimi's directing it. I don't. Okay, who cares? He needs another hit because he hasn't had a hit in a long time, in years. Probably since, his last Spider-Man movie. So he needs another hit. So with his name attached to another Marvel movie, he'll get a hit. I mean, Drag Me to Hell sucked. Oz the Great and Powerful, the prequel to The Wizard of Oz. What else? So. Patrick Stewart. Yeah. I know it's a multiverse. Probably it's a different variant, version of Charles Xavier. I know all the rumors about all the different characters we might see, like Wolverine or Iron Man, whatever. Yeah, okay. But if I hit every Marvel movie that came out, it makes me interested about this next Marvel movie of Doctor Strange 2, basically. I'll stick watching the recent more DC movies, honestly. Like I said, the Suicide Squad, Joker, Shazam, the Batman. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, so. Yeah, like I say, Matt Reeves did a really great job. I forgot who did the score to this movie. Oh, Michael Giacchio, which they did the score for the Spider-Man No Way Home score. I thought the score was fine by Michael Giacchio. And the film was a big hit as well. This film came out and made a huge opening weekend. So yeah, I definitely give this a thumbs up. I really enjoyed this film. But anyway, I'm sure a lot of people like this film. Some people don't. But anyway. But it's easily one of my favorite films this year. I give this a thumbs up. So yeah, I'll just know the next movie review for a bit until I get back into the reviewing the next couple of new series I'll be doing. So hey, just keep things interested. Here's another new movie review. So, and what a better way to start off a film that I enjoyed that came out this year. A lot of people liked as well. So yeah, that's my review of the Batman. I give this a thumbs up. Definitely thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I said, DC's been on a roll recently. I just enjoying it more than Marvel. Screw Marvel now, basically, I say. And like I said, this movie, like I said, it was different. It got it was refreshing, different ideas and stuff like that, and I enjoyed that. It was different. Finally, a superhero film that did things a bit different. For me, though. But anyway, that's my review of the Batman. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode review for the next series, and we'll see y'all later.